We're going to go live right now. We are live. So guys, welcome to the live stream. This is a very special live stream. If you haven't been on a live stream with us before, you're in for a real treat. Today I'm joined live from South Africa with the entire Z professionals. We have Lene, we have Rael, we have Daneel, we have Daniel Lewis. They are ready to go here. So everybody's here. Daneel has connectivity issues, but we're here with Z. And if you're not familiar with Z, you're about to be. Z is the importer of record specialists. They are live here from South Africa. And just for context, everybody except me, it's 2 in the morning. 2 a.m. Z is here for you. Okay? And to introduce everybody, I'm just going to take that off so you see your names. We got myself, Jacob Topping. I'm your host. This is a special live stream. It's not a regular live stream. Special because we have the South African voices. So we have Lene Richards. Lene, do you want to say hi?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having us.
All right. There is a delay, so don't worry about the delay. We also have Rael. Rael, do you want to say hello?
Hi, Jacob. Thanks for having us, and hi to all the listeners.
Okay, and it is live, guys, so you can go on and make comments. You can ask us questions. You can do that kind of thing. And if you're watching the replay, I recommend that you save this somewhere because you want to watch it again. And also, you can share the replay with others. Now, we also have Daneel. Daneel, how are you? Daneel's on mute, or his phone doesn't work. But he's there. I saw him talking, and I can tell he hears me because he talked at the right spot. So, Daneel, we can't hear you, but you're there. You're with us. And then we have Daniel Lewis. Daniel, how are you?
Hi, Jacob. Hi, guys. How are you doing? I'm really glad to be here. It's a bit early, but I really enjoy it. I run our leads, our sort of leads engagement, and I'm very excited to talk to you.
All right. I'm really looking forward to going through what exactly Z is. How does Z work? How do you guys help online sellers to be the importer of record specialists? I know that you guys have not only services, but you guys have the expertise. You've got the staff to help people, and you work with some seriously gigantic companies. So you guys are a team. You guys know yourselves best. I'm going to give you a quick second to introduce yourselves. While you do that, I'm going to leave the live stream. So it's just going to be the 4 of you. And go ahead and introduce yourself. What do you do within Z? You can give like 1 point about Z that you think is the best. And it's a little bit of a game. You can't copy each other. So whoever goes first, you can say whatever you want. The next person can say whatever you want, minus what the first person says. You can only have 1 point. What you think is the most important thing about Z, not including what somebody else has said. While I'm gone, I'm going to be sharing this out to my groups. This is going to be shared in FBA top sellers for newbies and pros. That group has around 15,000 FBA sellers from Amazon. It's also going to be shared out to Merch by Amazon for top sellers for newbies and pros. And that has more than 22,000 print-on-demand sellers, mostly businesses that sell on multiple platforms. So Amazon, Etsy, Walmart, eBay, all across the whole of e-commerce. So that's who your audience is today, primarily. This is also being shared out through my personal live stream, and that's got around less than 5,000, but more than 3,000 people. Most of them are online businesses, and most of them are actually other influencers like myself. So as you guys know, I'm the author of the book, Merch in the World of Print on Demand. That's why people follow me, probably because of the print on demand stuff that I talk about. The book is here. It's gigantic. I'm not going to talk about it because we're here to talk about Z. And again, I'm going to give you guys the screen. Introduce yourself. Give us 1 point about Z. While you're doing that, I'll be sharing this stream because that's how it works right now. And then I'll come back and we'll talk about it. We've got some great questions. And if you're just joining live, you might want to share this because you're about to learn how to save a ton of money on international shipping. You're about to learn about importer of records services. It blew my mind when I went and looked about your company. You guys really do a good job. So again, I'll let you introduce yourselves. I'll be right back. And in the meantime, we'll go like this. And I'm going to remove myself.
Okay, cool. Shotgun. So that I get the easy one. We are, as the label says, importer of record specialist. I'm Lene, and I am part of the business development executive team and also the client success team. That's me.
Okay, hi guys. My name is Rael Lowenthal. I am the head of sales and client success at Z. I'd say the most important part of our service is the ability to partner with and grow e-commerce businesses globally.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel Lewis. I run our leads department. I think probably the best thing about Z is the dedication of our client service. I mean, between Rael, Rael, and our other client service executive team, the quality and engagement that you get from Z is just unparalleled, which I think is phenomenal. Back to you, Jacob.
Not sure where he is, but I think we should take this opportunity to wish him a very happy birthday. It's his birthday in South Africa.
Whoa! What's going on here, guys? I've heard that it's my birthday today in South Africa. So South Africans celebrate. It's Jacob Toppings' birthday. You know what that means, right?
I don't. Should we be having a shot of tequila with you on your live stream, or?
Well, I don't know what it means in South Africa. In Canada, we have birthday parties. In the US, where a lot of our viewers are from, there's parties as well. So thank you for joining me on my birthday in South Africa. It's only 8 p.m. here, so it's the day before my birthday here in Canada. I'm in Canada. You guys are in South Africa. You guys have like the best accent, in my opinion, especially the Afrikaans variant. It's like special, especially I like it. Anyways. We've heard from Lene, we've heard from Daniel Lewis, we've heard from Rael, but we still have Daneel. Don't forget Daneel is here. He was hiding out in the background. So Daneel, go ahead and introduce yourself. Lene, what was your thing about Z that you said? Because you introduced yourself, but I didn't catch your special point.
So I just mentioned that we are import of record specialists. So we see ourselves as the enablers of growth for Amazon companies and Amazon sellers looking to expand into foreign countries, basically.
All right, perfect. Okay, so Daneel, you caught that part, right? You got to introduce yourself. You got to say, what is the best thing about Z? I'm going to come back. I'm still doing the sharing. It's taking a bit longer than expected. So you guys are so fast with your introductions. Tell us a bit more about yourselves. I'll be right back. And I can hear and see you while you're doing this. So, no crazy birthday surprises there. I'll be right back.
Daneel, there's no sound.
All right, Daneel has no sound.
I'll introduce Daneel for you.
So Daniel Lewis is going to introduce Daneel, and Daneel is going to you can move your lips and imagine what you're saying, but Daniel Lewis will introduce you, okay? Sorry about the technical difficulty. This is live, and you can make comments, and people can ask questions, and we're really going to get down to business here. We're just in the middle of setting things up. So it's 8:10. Sorry about the delay. If you're tuning in now, you can skip the introductions, and we'll get into content in a minute, but Daniel Lewis is going to introduce Daneel.
Okay, so there you can see Daneel on the screen there. Incredible guy. He basically runs all of our influencer outreach, all of our partnership outreach at Z, and does an incredible job. And his favorite part about Z, I think it's the fact that he offers, or not that he, but he in conjunction with Z offers a totally global service, but from one single point of contact. It's you've got one person that you chat to at Z, and you can actually expand your business to the whole world. I think that's his. Just give a thumbs up if you think that's your best thing. Oh, we heard you.
Daneel, I believe your audio is back. You're back. Let's hear from Daneel, the voice of Daneel. Go for it. Maybe he can't hear us now, but we can hear him. You talk to us, Daneel. I'll just put him on the spot here. He's saying nothing. He's very quiet. Let's see if we do that. Daneel, you're the man. We can hear you.
Can you hear us? Okay.
Oh, maybe not. I don't know. That's so weird. Okay. Anyways, so everybody's here. All right. So where do you guys want to start? What do you guys think is the best thing? We've got questions. So if you want to hear some of the questions here, I could read through them. First of all, what is an importer of record? Can you guys let us know what that means? What does an importer of record do? And first of all, a couple of people are going to leave the live stream. They'll still be in the lobby, and they're going to join us on the live chat as well, so you can ask questions there. But who's staying on and who's leaving?
I think Rael will lead this one, and then we will just sit back in the lobby.
Okay, so I'm going to kick everybody else off. Rael, you are going to be talking to me. Everybody else is in the lobby, and they are welcome to join anytime. I can add them or subtract them. So I'm here live with Rael. Rael, it is 2 a.m. or more accurately 2:13 a.m. in South Africa. Tell us about what is an importer of record and how does Z enable that service for sellers that sell online?
Okay, Jacob. So once again, thank you very much for having us on. We really do appreciate the opportunity, and hopefully the listeners walk away with something valuable for themselves after the call. I think, despite the fact that it's 2:13 a.m., we love talking about importer of record and what we do. I think just to start off, an importer of record is a local entity with a physical presence in a particular destination country that takes on the legal liability or customs responsibility on behalf of a foreign entity. So to kind of bring it down to how it applies to Amazon FBA, the best way I can do that is by way of an example. If you're a seller based in Canada and you'd like to sell in the UK or in the EU, as you would know, you remain the owner of your inventory throughout the entire process. So Amazon makes it your responsibility to get your inventory into an Amazon fulfillment center so that they can do the sale and last mile distribution on your behalf. The one obstacle in getting your inventory into the country that you're looking to get it into is that you need an importer of record, or it's sometimes known as an indirect representative, to take on the customs responsibility with the local customs office. That includes legal liability for any unpaid duties and taxes. It includes the responsibility for an audit. So, we have to maintain a back-end infrastructure with all of your import documentation, an audit trail of all of your import documentation when we act on your behalf. We also take on a level of product liability. So if those products are counterfeit, or if they don't comply with local laws and regulations, it is Z that will be held liable with the local customs office.
Well, hold on. So you guys assume liability as well as part of that importer of record?
Correct.
That's pretty special.
Correct. Yeah. So,
okay.
To take a step back, if you're a local customs office, anywhere in the world, even in Canada, it works the same way. If you're based outside of Canada, when you've got millions of foreign importers trying to get their goods into your country, the local customs office trying to get around the world, looking for all of these foreign importers is a lot more difficult than having a local importer that speaks the local language and is a local company to hold sort of legally liable for mainly any unpaid duties and taxes. But like I referred to earlier, there's also the product liability and the audit responsibility.
That's fantastic. I recently tried to import some goods at an event that I had. I imported around $2,000 worth of goods. They were sent to the correct address. However, the brokerage fee wasn't paid, and the address it was sent to did not know that the package was coming because it was for a special event. The package was lost. It was sent back. How could Z have improved this situation for me? Because I literally lost $1,600 to $2,000 worth of special products that I had imported from the US to Canada. So if Z was my importer of record, how could you have solved that problem without any time on my end?
Jacob, that's a great question. So we have, established relationships with a global network of customs brokers that we use on a regular basis to ensure a smooth customs clearance, obviously when we're acting as the importer. And then more importantly than that, we actually have the personal relationship with them. So as everyone will know that's listening to this call, international logistics can be messy. It can be difficult. There's delays, there's holdups at customs. The beauty of using a company like Z is that we have direct contacts in these brokerage teams, globally. And should anything go wrong, we have the ability to store the goods in bonded warehouses if need be, or get the goods cleared, pay over the duties and taxes, obtain any of the necessary licenses or permits to get those goods into the country, and then keep you updated along the way. So I think to summarize, it's really about the personal relationship and business relationships with customs brokers as well as international logistics businesses.
Isn't it amazing, even at the level of international shipping, importing, and exporting, that business is really a personal relationships thing? I mean, even at that level, international shipping, business is a personal relationship, right?
It's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
All right. Now, I asked you guys beforehand, how many people work at Z, and sort of what are the types of scope of the services that you have? Because at the beginning of this, we talked about Z being the importer of record specialists, and we talked about the personal relationships that you guys have with custom brokers. But what are some of the staff capabilities, and like how big is Z? And I've talked about this with you guys, but that's something that if somebody's just listening now, they may not understand how huge you guys are.
Yeah, so Z is a division of a larger group of companies called the VAT IT Group. The VAT IT Group is the largest VAT reclamation and compliance group in the world. It has an importer of record business that focuses on various industries, and e-commerce being one of them. We have a team of 350 people that are dedicated to, import compliance and logistics on behalf of the client. That includes, classifying HS codes, understanding what are the permits and licenses that are required to import these products into the various destination countries. We have like I alluded to earlier, we have a global network of brokers as well as logistics companies that we work with very closely to make sure that we can actually provide a full door-to-door solution for your inventory. So it's a team of professionals. This is something we've been doing for the last 8 or 9 years. It's something that we know very well, it's been an incredible journey to get to this point. And e-commerce is obviously something that we're all very passionate about. It's the way of the future, and we want to expand or at least assist e-commerce businesses with a specific focus on Amazon FBA expand their global reach. If you're successful in your local market, there's no reason why you shouldn't be successful in another market outside of your local market.
All right. Another question that people might have is if they haven't heard of you guys before, they may not know familiar. So you just mentioned you've got 350 specialists. You could essentially add the Z team to your workflow. You essentially are adding 350 specialists to your team, right? Correct.
So I think, if you break it down to a practical level, you come to Z, you provide us basically with one of two things. You're a seller, you're looking to expand into a global market, you're not exactly sure how to get there. You will have one person that is dedicated to you. You'll provide them with your shipment information. So what are the products that you're looking to send? How many boxes or pallets are you looking to send? With what freight method are you looking to send it? And to which country are you looking to send it? That person will be able to advise you on that particular lane, all of the product compliance requirements, a quote for international freight, a quote obviously for our importer of record and compliance service. And then, basically within 2 to 3 weeks, we can get you set up to import into a new destination, barring the local destination's, VAT or tax requirements. And, we can get into the details of specific lanes maybe now or at a different time. But, as an overview, that's pretty much how it works. One person you speak to, and they can advise you and assist you with the entire global distribution of your inventory. Okay. I mean, it seems like you're adding the capability of a superpower to your business by simply connecting with Z, right? That's our plan. That's right. What we do on a daily basis. I mean, this is your business day in, day out. Now, people that are watching live, I can see there are multiple people watching live. Feel free to comment. I did a comment just to make sure it's working because I'm surprised people aren't commenting already. You can get 350 plus specialists at Z working for you as soon as possible. You can use this link. If you use the link, you will connect with Z. What is the first step? What does somebody need to bring to you? Who can you help the most? Who would benefit the most from Z services? Any e-commerce seller that is looking to expand outside of their local market. So you've got if you've got a successful product in your local marketplace and you'd like to start selling, in a market that's different to your local marketplace, like I alluded to earlier, if you're based in Canada or the US and you're looking to get into Mexico or Singapore or the EU or UK, we're the right people to speak to. Alternatively, you could be an Amazon seller that's already selling into these different destinations, and you've got 5 or 6 different suppliers that you're using in order to help you get your inventory into these destinations. You can streamline your supply chain by speaking to Z, one person, one company that assists you with all 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it is of the destinations that you're looking to sell in.
Okay, excellent. We do have a list of questions, so I'm going to refer to that as well. Who are these target clients? You kind of just mentioned that. Is there a certain size of seller that somebody needs to be in order to partner or to use these services? Like, what size of seller does it benefits the most?
It's a great question, Jacob. There is no specific size that benefits the most. We've got clients all the way from a sort of one-man operation sending 1 or 2 boxes at a time, all the way to Amazon aggregators with 20, 30 brands under their umbrella. Anyone can really offer benefit from our service because it's client-centric. Like I said, one person you speak to, and we will assist you in selling internationally.
All right, so the one person that you speak to, is that like an account manager? Is that the same person for everybody? How does that work? How does it assigned? What happens if you get in a disagreement? What happens if there's a conflict with your one person? Like, do you get a new one person, or how's that work?
Yeah, so I think to take you through it practically, if you land on our webpage, you'll submit a contact us form. You'll get one of the business development executives in my team. They'll reach out to you immediately to get an understanding of what your needs are. What is your business? Where are you based? What do you sell? Where are you looking to go? And what would your first shipment look like to this new destination? That business development executive will prepare a quote for you. They'll set up another call with you to take you through the costings. We will forecast accurately the duties and taxes that will be payable on that first shipment that you're looking to make. They'll brief you on exactly what it is that you're paying for and why you're paying for it. Once you're happy to go ahead, then you will be passed on to what we call a client success executive, and that is the one person that you'll be speaking to for your first, let's say, 5 or 6 transactions with Z. They'll be there to answer any of your questions, get your compliance information, help you understand what it takes to get into the different lanes that we offer. Pretty much be there to answer any question that you may have along the way. Once you're comfortable with using our systems, you understand where to go. That client success executive will still be there for you at whichever point you want, but you'll be able to pretty much use our service team directly, without necessarily having to reach out to your client success executive for each time. So I think that I kind of rambled on there a little bit, but basically,
no, it sounds like you have an import process, right? So if you're not familiar with the services, somebody's going to show you exactly what the service is that Z has. You've got a single point of contact, so you don't have to worry about talking to a bunch of people. That person's going to take care of you, hold your hand, basically get you onboarded. Make sure that you understand what kind of documentation and what kind of records you need to work with Z correctly. And then once it's set up, what does the experience look like from there?
So once you're onboarded onto our system, each time you're looking to send a new shipment, you will send the shipment details to your client success executive. They will prepare the quote for you. They'll send you that quote. You'll be able to look at it, see if you're happy. Once you're happy to go ahead, they implement it for you. It's really as simple as that. And then the rest of the process is taken care of by us. So we arrange the pickup, the international freight. We act as the importer of record, pay over the duties and taxes in the destination country, as well as track the final delivery to the Amazon fulfillment center.
All right. And so to a lot of people, that might sound like a international shipping broker, but you guys have some differences, right? So what is the difference between Z and, let's say, just a regular international broker?
Okay, so it's a great question. So in an international shipping transaction,
or a freight forwarder, let's say. So in an international shipping transaction, there's essentially three parties. There's a freight forwarder or the logistics provider, a customs broker, and an importer of record. A freight forwarder is generally responsible for the international
movement and local delivery of the goods. So that's purely a logistics solution. The customs broker is responsible for filing the import documentation with the local customs office. And then the importer of record is the entity that goes on the import documentation that takes on the customs liability for the import. How does it all fit together from Z's perspective? Z partners with some of the largest international courier companies in the world, the likes of FedEx, DHL, and UPS. So we aren't actually your freight forwarder. We just arrange for the freight on your behalf. The benefit that you get when using us is because of the volume of shipments that we do on an annual basis. We actually have highly discounted rates with these providers, and we pass that benefit on to you as the client. These courier companies have their own internal brokerage teams. Like I say, we have the contacts in those brokerage teams to make sure that as soon as those goods arrive, we would have prepared all the import documentation on your behalf. We give it to the customs broker in the courier company. They submit it to the local customs office, and then our local entity with a physical presence in the destination country is on the import documentation to make sure that the goods clear customs smoothly.
So you guys work with DHL, you work with FedEx, you work with UPS. What are some other brokers that you guys work with, or freight forwarders?
So those are what's known as courier companies. They're doing express delivery. When it comes to we have some other freight forwarders that we do work with. There's kind of two things you need to consider here. If a client is looking to use air freight, our air freight solution really works really well because we are able to take control of the entire international logistics process and act as your importer of record. If you want to use a freight forwarder, let's say for road or for sea freight, it's not an issue. We have some in-house sea freight options, but we have provided versatility to our clients in the sense that they are able to choose, their chosen freight forwarder. They may have established relationships, good rates, whatever it is that they have, and we will work with their chosen freight forwarder to act as the importer of record and do the customs clearance once the goods actually arrive in the destination country.
You work with air freight, with sea freight, that's boats, right? And road freight, so that's shipping containers, and it's worldwide?
Correct, worldwide.
So let's say I've got something in Canada, because I'm from Canada, near Ottawa, and I want to ship it to Bulgaria. I don't know anything about Bulgaria. I've got a big buyer, very important order. I want to ship them 1,000 gold-plated chocolate bars from Five Leaf Chocolate. How would Z work with me to get 1,000 of these chocolate bars from Five Leaf Chocolate from here to Bulgaria, a country in which I have no experience? I don't know what the infrastructure is like. I might not even know where Bulgaria is, but I know it's a country, and I know I got an order. So I call my one single point of contact at Z. What happens?
So, okay, I think there's one thing to consider in that transaction. If you have a buyer in the destination country in Bulgaria that's actually going to be purchasing the goods from you, you won't actually need an importer of record because the buyer in the local country will act as the importer of record.
Okay.
The niche that Z is filling is when you are running an Amazon FBA business or a Shopify business where you are actually storing goods while they remain in your ownership in a destination country. So if you wanted to send
my third-party warehouse is located in Bulgaria. I just made a new warehouse. Now Z is on my team, right?
Yeah, now Z's on your team. We will perform all the compliance work. Obviously, sending food is a little bit more complex than sending, let's say, iPhone covers, right?
That's why I choose Z.
That's why you choose Z. We have, a full product compliance team that will get a full understanding of exactly what is needed to import chocolate into Bulgaria. We won't be able to apply for or get any of the certifications that you need, but we'll be able to identify it for you and point you in the right direction where you need to get it. Once all of the compliance stuff has been ironed out and we have everything that we need from you, we will arrange the international freight. We will prepare all the customs documentation on your behalf. We will pay over the duties and taxes to the local Bulgarian customs office, and then obviously, track the entire delivery once it gets to that third-party warehouse.
So do you guys do this through a database, or do you have like dedicated people that find out what the requirements are? Because I don't know anything about Bulgaria. I'm not sure what language they speak there. You guys have over 350 staff, so I'm assuming you have the ability to read and write and communicate in different languages as somebody that's working on my behalf, as my agent, I guess. So when you're identifying these compliance requirements, how does that happen? How does Z even do that?
So it's one or two things. So we have an incredible technology that we've built up over time that has a lot of lane specific information that we need on a whole variety of products. I think one thing that everyone must consider here is that there are 45 million different product types that are sold on Amazon globally, right? We will literally every single day for the rest of our lives identify or pick up on one new product we've never shipped before. It's not a problem. We have a team of professionals that is, very well equipped in understanding product compliance or product specific compliance in destination countries. It's something that we've been doing and building a database of very relevant information over time. So the only caveat I'd say in that transaction is that it might take a little bit longer than if you had come to us and said, listen, I want to ship iPhone covers or I want to ship screen protectors.
Yeah, because it's a food product, right? There's more regulations, so it makes sense.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we talked about customs clearance and how you guys have a personal relationship with multiple custom brokers. You can work on my behalf to essentially leverage those relationships that you have. What does a typical shipment with Z look like in terms of time for customs clearance?
So I'd say our average customs clearance time is 2 to 3 business days. Most of the time, it's actually quicker than that. The only delay that would be caused, from a clearance point of view, would be if customs, you may or may not know this, but customs officers can be quite picky or difficult when it comes to the clearance of any kind of product.
They're trying to enforce their customs, right? And they're different,
absolutely.
And they have different goods, and there's a lot of things that people try to get around the system. So I can understand that. But yeah, they do. It is customs clearance can be a real pain in the ass. So working with Z helps the pain in the ass get better.
Well, there you go. So anything that is a customs requirement, we will know in terms of documentation requirements. What may happen is that customs stop the goods to inspect them, or they disagree with the HS code. And I would say we have a 99% accuracy rate when it comes to HS codes. There's that odd occasion where customs disagrees with us, not because we haven't used that code before, but just because they've decided on the day, look, there's a package that's got a knife and fork and a spoon in it, or and a little party hat in it, and they've decided, as a package that has one HS code, but individually it has different HS codes. So we must put the individual HS codes on the individual goods within there. So I'd say that the one part of the process that we don't have control over, especially when it comes to Amazon, is the final leg delivery between once the goods arrive in country and once they get delivered to the Amazon fulfillment center. Amazon liaise directly with the freight provider for that final leg delivery. So, and they, as you may or may not know, they can be quite difficult when it comes to, delivery slots that they provide the freight providers. So, there can be delays in that sense. The benefit of using our air freight solution is that our partners have warehouses in the local country that will store the goods free of charge as and when or until Amazon allow for the final delivery into the Amazon facility.
Rael, I'm going to pause you there.
Yes.
What I just heard you say is you have partners with third-party warehouses that allow you to store your goods on a temporary basis free of charge. Did I hear that correctly, or was I having a hallucination?
No, so I didn't say third-party warehouses. I said our freight partners, the likes of FedEx, DHL, UPS.
Right. Okay. The freight partners, they'll store them during this process.
Exactly. They will store them temporarily as and until Amazon allow that final delivery at no extra charge.
So I'm glad I asked, right? Because that can easily be confused if you're not already in the business of importer of record specialist, like you guys are.
So absolutely, and one of the things, if one of our clients decide to choose their own freight forwarder, right, that they want to use their own freight forwarder when it comes to a sea or road shipment, the one thing I always tell them is that they must inquire with their freight forwarder as to whether their freight forwarder has a bonded warehouse. It's called a bonded warehouse in the local country that can store the goods should there be any delays at customs or delays with the Amazon delivery. Because if they don't, storage fees and delays with drivers at customs borders can start getting really expensive, if there are any issues.
But if they're using Z, because you have relationship with the freight forwarders, they can be stored there for free.
With our courier partners, correct. Yeah, with our courier partners, the goods will be stored for free should there be any delays at customs or delays with the final delivery to Amazon.
And these are the kind of problems that come up if you're not familiar with international shipping. They do come up, right? They come up all the time. And if you don't have experience with it, if you're not dealing with a specialist like Z, it can really throw you off because you're expecting, let's say, a shipping container full of your item, and it's just stuck somewhere at some port somewhere, and you don't know where it is. And then you got these charges that just add up. But if you had the forethought to partner with a company like Z, they'll take care of you. They've got somebody on top of it, and they have those direct relationships with the couriers. So let me ask you this. Does Z do inspections? Do you inspect goods, or is that a separate type of business?
No, that's a separate type of business. The broker partners that we have in our destination countries, they can do inspections on our behalf if we'd like them to. They'll have facilities where they can do that. Most of the time where there's inspections, it's because customs have asked for the inspection and they actually go and inspect the goods. What we do is, before each shipment that we send, we will request that a picture be sent to our service team of the commercial invoice and airway bill documentation being securely attached to the cargo. That ensures that, if that documentation isn't there, that's what can cause customs delays at customs. So in order to make sure that, we are 100% sure that the client has attached that documentation, everyone's got a smartphone these days, take a picture, send it off to your dedicated service person or client success executive, just to make sure that, all of those risks are mitigated as much as possible.
Okay. So what would you say is the biggest challenge for people that Z really overcomes? Like, what is the number one thing that you find people are most thankful for when they deal with Z?
I would say customs compliance. That really is our specialty. It's one thing being able to log on to a DHL, a FedEx, or UPS and book a shipment, right? Everyone can really do that. That's not really where the service is. The service is making sure that the specific product that you're looking to send to that specific destination country is a fully compliant import, and the import documentation has been prepared in the appropriate manner. The forecasting of the duties and taxes is pretty much 100% accurate to make sure that you know exactly what cost you in for beforehand, and then making sure that you have that import of record on the documentation so that your goods don't get stopped at customs, destroyed, or returned.
All right. We got some live comments because it is live streamed, and you never know what's going to happen in the comments. So just out of curiosity, we're going to see how Z handles these kind of comments. So Arat Gipnet, who I don't know who that is, I've never met the person, says total scam. And then they said, don't waste your time like I wasted mine. And then they said, save yourself before it's too late. This man is dangerous. So let me ask you this. Do you have any idea who this Arat person is?
No idea. I've never really been called dangerous before, but I'm going to actually take that as a compliment. Sorry, I have no idea who Arat is. I would be more than happy to, take on their request or his or her request, whoever it may be. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe that's someone just spamming your comments.
I think so. I'm just curious to know how you guys handle this kind of thing, because like that sounds. Let me just do. They're not a friend of mine. They've got a fake profile with like 6 pictures on it, and they use the image from my wife who passed away is their image. So looks like somebody's just trying to cause shit on a live stream.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why that is. I don't know why somebody would do that.
Jacob is dangerous. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, some people are bored. What can you do?
Right.
We're trying to provide value to people, right, Jacob? Not.
That's what we're here for. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm just curious. I don't know. I don't know why people do that. So what kind of issues could somebody have with Z, and what are some of the ways that you would resolve those issues if something comes up, just out of curiosity?
So look, I wouldn't say anyone would have an issue with Z. I think
Well, things
what you
that come
may
up.
have.
What are some things that come up from time to time, and how does Z resolve them?
So, in terms of customs compliance, I'd say the biggest friction comes in, once the goods actually arrive in country and the actual import filing needs to be made. I'd say the main problem that we face, and it doesn't happen too often, but is if customs have a difference in opinion as to the duties and taxes that are actually payable on the shipment. And that all comes down to identifying what the appropriate HS code is, for those products before it leaves. We do a lot of work beforehand to make sure that those are accurate. Like I said to you earlier, customs officers can become quite picky or difficult, and sometimes they have a difference of opinion. But the important part is that we have a contact, somebody we speak to, an actual person in that brokerage team who's speaking to customs, making sure we understand what the difference is, make sure we can get the change done quickly, pay over any difference that may be needed, and then the goods clear customs and it's good to go.
All right. So you mentioned HS codes a couple of times just now and earlier in the call. So what is an HS code? How does it work? And what is it?
Okay, so an HS code stands for a harmonized tariff code, and essentially what it is, it's a code or a sequence of numbers, 6 to 8 numbers that are applied to a specific category of products, and that code is what is used by customs officers to understand what duty that particular product attracts based on the fact that it's going into that country. So I think the best way I can make it understandable to your audience is, there's a trade war going on. If a good has a particular HS code from a particular country, there'll be an increased tariff for that particular good, going into that particular country. But that harmonized tariff code and that country of origin is what is used to identify what the tariff is going to be once the goods arrive there.
So a good example of this would be right now, Canada imports furniture from around the world. Canada's got a lot of trees. We make furniture out of wood, and we import wood from other countries, from China, from India, from Indonesia, from wherever. And recently there was a tariff placed on the import of furniture from India. So let's say there is a customer, and they're a customer of Z's, and they're importing some furniture from India to Canada. This new law comes into place. You guys deal with compliance, and changes in the law obviously affect compliance. So how would Z communicate that to the customer, and what are some things that might happen as a result of that action?
So, Jacob, what we'll do is once that client provides us with the particular product information that they're looking to send, and when we're in the quoting phase for that particular shipment, our team will understand what are the HS codes that apply to that particular product. For Canada, we'll identify what the duty rate is. We keep up to date with any changes in legislation. We have a database that is constantly being updated and made sure that it's kept up to date for all of our destination countries. We will quote the client showing in that particular line what is the duties and taxes that are payable for this particular shipment. Make sure that they're happy to pay it before the shipment leaves.
All right, perfect. I'm going to bring on Lene as well. So Lene and you work together. Obviously, she reached out to me as a social media person because I've got access to over 100,000 businesses through my closed groups that I've built over the years. Lene, what are your thoughts on Rael here? He clearly knows what he's talking about.
I can testify.
Do you have any thoughts? Is there anything that you would add or something that you would change on any of these answers, just out of curiosity?
I think maybe just add, and also just as a source of credibility, I can definitely testify that Rael is one of the best people in this industry. He knows absolutely everything, and he has a brilliant team under him who he has equipped personally to deal with all things Amazon. So the level and the standard that he sets on this call, I think you can definitely see the quality that we provide at Z. He's made sure that the team also provides that. So you are in very good hands, really. Everybody's well equipped to deal with every single client. Every single client's unique. And we have a whole team prepared for that.
All right. And it's still, just for context wise, guys, Rael and Lene are both joining us from South Africa. You guys are in a different time zone. It's almost 3 a.m. in your time zone, right? On September the 15th, which is, for my context, is tomorrow. So these guys are on at 3 a.m. providing quality answers for anybody who has questions in the live stream. We're live streaming this essentially in prime time. It's September the 14th. It's a Tuesday night. We started at 8 p.m. That's 7 p.m. in Central Time. Pacific at 6 in the, right on the West Coast. It's like 5 p.m. Good time for a live stream, I'd say. Anyways, this is recorded. If you want to go back and watch the live stream and see the answers to those questions that Rael and I have been talking about for the last 48 minutes or so, minus 10 minutes of intro, so at least half an hour, you can go back and watch the replay. It will be recorded. Lene and Rael, is there anything that we didn't touch on that you think is important for people to know about Z, or how would they reach out to Z? Is there a link that they should be using? Is there anything that, if I have somebody to send to you guys, what's the best way to do that?
So I think there's 2 points I want to mention here. It's all very, Lena, I really appreciate the words. Thank you. I think what's important is yes, I may have the knowledge here, to just, kind of assist your listeners and things like that, but I'm only as good as my team, and they're an incredible group of people that are really assisting and adding value to Amazon businesses, all around the world, and not only Amazon businesses, e-commerce businesses all around the world. So yeah, huge credit to them. I would never be able to do it without them. Lene has also played an incredible role in getting us to where we are. In terms of where can people contact us, the best place to go is our website. It's www.ze.co, so www.zee.co. There's a contact us form on the website. There you go. It's a beautiful website. I love it. You go to the contact us form, you fill in your information. As soon as your inquiry comes in, one of our expert business development executives will reach out to you. They'll call you straight away. If you're not available, they'll send you a follow-up email to set up a Zoom call. They'll get an understanding of your information, and then hopefully lead you through the process to the point where we can actually start servicing you.
All right. And as somebody where I've sort of put myself out on the line here, decided to work with you guys and to refer you some, hopefully some qualified clients and some people that would work with Z, I have provided a link in the live stream. So if you see that link and you click on that, then they'll know that you got to their website through me. If you want to not use that link, you can go straight to z.co. It's a nice, only 5 letters and 1 dot, so that's easy to get to. So this is your website. It looks like this. You've got the home or services, resources, about us. Expand your empire with speed, ease, Z, right? Now, does Z stand for something? Is it a special acronym or word? Does it have a special meaning in South Africa? Any special naming?
No, nothing special. I think it's what we wanted is something that's easy to remember. There's a little bit of a play on like A to Z, getting your goods from A to Z, or ZE or like e-commerce. But I think those are semantics. I think it's really something that's catchy. It's easy to remember. It's got beautiful colors. I think one thing to mention is for your listeners, if any of your, if you do make an inquiry either through the link or you come directly to our website, please just make a note to say that you came through the Jacob Topping podcast, and we will provide a 50% discount on our fixed IOR fee for any listeners that come through.
Let's pause that again. Did you say a 15 or 50% podcast? Because we have some accent differences here.
50. We'll give them a 50% discount on the fixed IOR fee. That changes per destination country. It's a little bit more complex. So I don't want to put it in an absolute value, but we're giving your listeners that advantage purely for listening to you, and to thank you also for having us on your show.
I think also just want to jump in there. I really just want to encourage the users also to go onto social media, Facebook, Instagram. We have pages there with a bit of tips and tricks for sellers wanting to expand and how to prepare, especially for Q4. So you can also visit our Instagram page and our Facebook page.
All right. So you guys are on all the different social media. So let's just continue through the website real quick. So you guys offer global growth guaranteed, first-time clearance, quick and efficient lead times, professional customer service. It says here guaranteed. Is that something that you can say?
Yeah, we can say it. When we say global growth guaranteed, what we mean is we are able to get your inventory into a destination outside of your local marketplace, and that will translate into growth in your business. If your products are selling in that destination country, that's global growth guaranteed.
Okay, excellent. I mean, just curious, because when people say guarantee as online sellers, they kind of freak out a bit. All right, so Z is the missing link. When it comes to sending inventory internationally, Amazon's FBA service can help you with just about everything. Unfortunately, Amazon will not act as an importer of record, an IOR, for FBA inventory imported into any country. This means you'll have to find a locally registered entity willing to act as your IOR, again, importer of record, when moving towards international expansion. Z is the missing link between you and international FBA success. We not only act as your IOR in several countries, but also offer expert compliance advice and excellent freight options. In addition, we manage all of your international importing needs so that you can focus on expanding your FBA empire. So let's talk about that. Looks like you guys deal with people who are doing fulfilled by Amazon.
Correct. Our focus is on clients who use fulfillment by Amazon. However, any e-commerce channel that you use, we will look at on a case-by-case basis. We have various clients that use Shopify. We've enabled them to unlock or open their Shopify stores in Europe, in the UK. So like I say, we really we'll look at anything, any e-commerce business where you're storing your goods in the local country, but our focus is really on Amazon FBA sellers.
How about Walmart?
Yeah, well, like I say, we'll look at any channel that you're looking to sell your goods through, so long as it's a marketplace outside of your local marketplace. Okay,
so a country that you're not in, then you could work as the importer of record.
Correct.
So you've got to be exporting from one place to another. Now, let's say I'm in Canada and my goods are coming from my private label warehouse located in the US, and I want to bring them from the US into Canada. I'm in Canada. Can you act as my importer of record going that way? Does it just have to be exported, imported? Is that the criteria, or does it matter that I'm in the country?
So we can, if you'd like us to. If because you're based in Canada, your Canadian entity will act as as the importer for those goods.
Okay.
Our speciality really is getting your goods into a country where you do not have a physical presence or local entity. Like I mentioned earlier, we're part of a large of that IT, the large of that IT group. We have our, we have infrastructure to import into over 200 destinations worldwide. And that's really, our benefit. It's one place where where you can go, and then we can get your equipment or inventory into over 200 destinations worldwide.
And I spelled that right? VATIT group?
Correct. VATIT.com.
Okay, perfect. So let's see. Let's continue through the website. So it says here, grab global expansion opportunities. Amazon makes nearly $1 million every minute. Claim your share, expanded in new markets, and reach international audiences. So do you guys have a sense of how many people are selling on Amazon internationally versus just within the US or just within a single country?
So I think, Amazon adds 3,000 new sellers per day onto their platform. Look, not all of those sellers sell internationally, but we're not only targeting sellers that are selling internationally, Jacob. We're targeting sellers, any successful seller in their local market that we can assist into expanding internationally. So one of our clients, I'm going to name drop here a little bit, but one of our clients is Buyboxer. They're a top 100 USA seller. They sell the largest variety of products on Amazon, over 100,000 different SKUs. Scott Needham, what a great guy. He's had us on his podcast. He had our CEO on his podcast, and we assisted them in getting one of their brands into Australia pretty quickly. So like I say, they're an Amazon business, very experienced in selling in the US, done brilliantly. Always looking to go internationally, but we're kind of scared of all the obstacles that were in place in order to do that, and we really made it easy for them.
All right, excellent. So if somebody wants to expand internationally, they might want to call Z. Let them know that they heard about Z through this podcast or through myself. Work with you guys to start selling internationally. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. I see another comment here. I don't know what it says. So let's see. Jeff wants to know what happened to my wife. Oh my goodness. Jeez. All right. I'm not going to post that comment. It's completely ridiculous. I don't know why people are going on a live stream and asking me about my wife, who recently passed away. If anybody wants to know why they're asking, my wife passed away in August. It's now September. So last month she died. And I think it's kind of insensitive to bring that up on a live cast about international exporting, but I know people be themselves. All right, going back with Z. Avoid international compliance obstacles. Overcome tricky foreign compliance problems, logistics headaches, and mediocre customer service. Our experienced team takes the fear out of the unknown. So we talked about the relationships that you guys have with customs broker. What are some other areas that people are a bit of intrepidation where you guys can take the fear out of the unknown with Z?
So I think the main one really is the customs compliance, and then the international logistics. I just want to stop you there. There's been some people that have been spamming your comments, but there's actually been someone who's really posted a nice comment. So I'm going to read it if you don't mind. So
yeah, sure.
It's Melissa. She says, I mainly sell on MBA and have been a bit intimidated by FBA due to shipping, customs, etc. This information has been really helpful. Rael and Daneel have inspired confidence and seemed great to work with. Thanks to them for sharing their time in the middle of the night. So I think that's really, that's really where our sweet spot is. People do feel intimidated by international logistics, by customs compliance. By paying over duties and taxes, by understanding what product compliance they need in that destination country, and we really make that easy for them. Melissa, thank you. Thanks for the comment.
Thanks, Melissa.
Yeah, so guys, it is a live call. People can come on and make comments. If there's something productive, we'll put it up. If you just want to come on and spam us, I probably won't put it up there, but you are welcome to make live comments. It is a live call. So continuing on with the website, Conquer with Z. So expand into an all-inclusive import solution, avoid stuck shipments, and grow your profits with accurate cost quotes and first-time customs clearance. Ultimately, stay connected with our dedicated team who are always there to help and guide you. And we talked about that early in the call. So you do have a single point of contact. That's somebody you develop a relationship with, and they will reach out within the world of Z with over 350 staff that you guys have globally. Now, are you guys located? I mean, you're both in South Africa, and of course, Daneel is on here as well, and Daneel is in here as well. You guys are in South Africa. How are you able to accomplish this worldwide influence from South Africa? What's happening there?
It's a great question. So our support structure is based in South Africa, but we have offices, globally all over the world. So our operations are driven, out of South Africa. We've got incredibly amazing, skilled people in this country. I think one of the huge advantages of being in South Africa is we're in a brilliant time zone. I know for 3:00 in the morning, it's not a brilliant time zone, but at any point during the day, we can contact anyone in the West as well as anyone in the East throughout our 12-hour day. So we have that advantage of being able to service clients that are located all over the world because we sort of centrally located. But like I said, we have a global infrastructure of offices where that gives us the ability to provide this service.
So when I come off the screen, you guys can't hear me, right?
No, couldn't hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. I thought maybe I could talk to you while I was out, but we do have the whole team here right now. We got Lene, we got Rael, we got Daniel Lewis, and Daneel, who all introduced themselves earlier in the call. So if you guys have any other further comments or whatever, I'm going to go through some of the testimonials that people have about Z, and these are real people. You can look them up. They are not made up or whatever. Z is a huge company. Again, you guys are part of the VAT IT group, which itself is gigantic and does international sales with sellers all around the world. Feel free to mention any kind of, when I talk to you guys, you mentioned some of the larger companies you deal with. So, you know, if you haven't heard of Z, it doesn't mean that Z doesn't do a great job and isn't huge. It just means you haven't heard of Z, and that's why I'm here telling you about them. That's kind of the point, right? So some testimonies that you guys have, and these are going to kind of scroll through here, so we'll just pick them randomly. This is straight off your website. Jordan, based in Japan, is a 500,000K seller. He says, with Z's cooperation, we've dramatically reduced our freight costs, which has allowed us to increase the frequency of shipments and ultimately sell more. Tell us about that. Working with you guys reduces time, which allows you to flip inventory faster and sell more, correct?
Absolutely, and this guy's really one of my favorite clients. Really a brilliant case study for your listeners, because they're a business that, you know, was selling into 5 or 6, or I think it was even 7 different Amazon markets. You know, using air freight. They had 6 or 7 different suppliers in different countries, helping them get their inventory into those countries. They found us. We took over their entire supply chain, you know, logistics and import compliance, you know, import of record. And we brought down their freight costs because of the discounted rates that we have. And now they have one person that they speak to that they can ship, you know, all over the world 2-3 times a week, you know, with you know, pretty easy, seamless service.
All right. So this is an example of a larger seller, right? 500,000 plus. Here's another testimonial from Stefan, based in the UK, 100,000 seller, so about 1/20th the size of the previous one. Absolutely fantastic support from Daneel and the team at Z. I would thoroughly recommend their services in getting goods into the EU. Sorry. So Daneel is actually here. Let's add him to the stream. So Daneel, I'm not sure if your audio is up or not. You're currently muted, but you can unmute, and let's see if you've got some audio.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. And this is a direct quote. This is all about you. Stefan, who's based in the UK, said absolutely fantastic support from Daneel. Is that you, or is that another Daneel?
Yeah, that's me. So before I worked in partnerships, I was also in sales, and actually have quite a close relation with Steph. He was also a post-Brexit person that didn't really know, you know, what to do and how to enter the EU again. And after using us, you know, he very quickly expanded his Amazon empire back into Europe. He sells bicycle bells into Germany. And after using us, all of his headaches in the logistics and compliance was sorted.
So again, Stefan's a real person and Daneel's a real person. You guys these are real testimonials. All right, Sophie, based in Singapore, $1 million plus in sales. Again, larger seller. I'm very happy with the Z team and really appreciate the effort and work they put into delivering our shipments. They've made EU business imports far easier for us, and I would certainly recommend their service to other sellers who are looking for an easy solution to international importing. All right, so she's based in Singapore. She's selling in the EU. Singapore is not in the EU. So
the last I checked.
Yeah, well, not yet, right?
Yeah,
anything's possible, right?
Well, I mean, at the moment, most of, you know, with the way that it's currently going, some are leaving the EU, not going back in.
Yeah, things are always dynamically changing. That's why you need an importer of record to kind of walk you through that. I'm going to go to Melody. These are just testimonials straight off your website. We're real people, and we've demonstrated that. Based in the US, $1 million plus in sales. Our favorite part of the Z service is the shipping updates. We don't have to worry about constantly checking if our goods have been picked up, cleared, or delivered. The customer service has been exceptional, really friendly and responsive. So what is she talking about, these shipping updates?
So like I alluded to earlier, you know, when you submit a shipment to us with your shipment information, your dedicated person, your client success executive or your service person will keep you updated along the way for each part of the shipment. So when is your shipment going to get picked up? You know, how is the international delivery going? Have the goods actually cleared? If they haven't, why haven't they cleared, or when are they expected to clear? And you know, once they've cleared customs, you know, when will they be delivered to Amazon?
All right, perfect. So as things happen throughout the process, you're sending regular shipping updates as to where your goods are. So as a seller, you don't have to wonder, is it on the boat? Is it on the plane? Is it in the port? Has it been cleared? You get regular shipping updates.
Correct.
Awesome. And then we go through. So those are the testimonials. Now there's a podcast on your website. People can hear directly from your CEO and discover more about the world of e-commerce through the eyes of experts. So you can click on that through the website. And if you're ready to expand, you can get in touch with Z straight off their front page of their website at z.co. Again, if you are putting in a message, just mention that you found out about this through Jacob Topping, and you do get a discount, which, repeat again, was 50% of what?
50% discount on the fixed IOR fee.
Okay. And what is the fee for Z? That's something we haven't talked about.
Yeah, so I think our fees are dependent really on the destination country, the type of goods. So the best way for us to be able to provide you with a full accurate quote is to inquire on our website. Provide us with your shipment information. Let us prepare full accurate quotes so you understand exactly what your shipment's going to cost you door to door. And then you'll have your business development executive explain exactly what it is.
All right, perfect. Lene, any other comments here before we go on? Like, I could go through your whole website, but people could also go through. You have your services, of course. You have compliance through customs or custom compliance, stuck shipments, and air freight. So whether you want to get started with custom compliance, get moving with stuck shipments, or get shipping with air freight, you guys provide all those services. You also have resources on your website. So there's information about the latest news, frequently asked questions, and a glossary for people that are looking to understand the complex acronyms that come up through international shipping. Any comments about those?
I think just from my side is that I encourage everybody to go through the website. There's lots of blog posts that you can read through for stock shipments, etc. And also book a call with a BDE. I think it's the easiest way to get a one-on-one contact with one of the executives who can walk you through the specifics of your shipment. So this is all general, but I really encourage you to go on, enter your detail, get on a call with a BDE, and let's set you up with your first shipment.
What, with a BED, what is that? What are you talking about?
So that's a business development executive. So that would be the person to reach out to you after you've submitted a query.
Okay, perfect. I mean, you guys have your internal acronyms. I could go to the glossary and figure that out. But BDE is a business development executive.
Yes.
Correct.
There you go.
All right, I'm just going to put that in the comments here so people can see it. And these banners, I'm trying to throw them up so that if somebody's scrolling through the replay, they can just kind of scroll along, see what it is. And it should be a little bit before, a little bit after what we're talking about. So that way they know what it is. So if you have a question for Z, you're not too sure how they might be able to help your business, whether it's through air shipments, whether it's through custom brokers, whether it's through an importer of record, you can book a call with Z. You can get specific to your specific situation. You can talk with a business development executive or a BDE, as Lene had mentioned. And again, if you mention that you heard about them through myself, I'm Jacob Topping, you can get, I believe what I heard was 50% off a fixed IOR fee. I put importer of export. It's actually importer of record. So even though it's not 3 a.m. here, maybe I make some mistakes. That's okay. Anything else that we should cover on the call that you think is important? I mean, a little bit about us on the website as well. So clearly people can learn more about Z, about the important things that you do, right?
Yeah, no, I think we really touched on all the important parts. I think on behalf of the entire Z team, we really appreciate you having us on your podcast, Jacob. I think what you're doing for your follower base and for the people that are interested in what you do, I think it's really amazing. They get some really insightful content. So we're really excited to be here. Once again, thank you very much. And we really are excited about the prospect of working together, perhaps again, sometime in the future.
All right, perfect. Hopefully next time we won't have as many spam comments. There's some interesting comments coming up, so I'm just kind of blocking them because they make no sense. But again, thanks again for joining me live. Again, for context, it's 3:15 almost in the morning. You guys are joining me live from South Africa. So thank you for joining me. And where you guys are at, it is September 15th, my birthday. But if you're in North America, Canada, US, my birthday's tomorrow. So it would be my pleasure for my birthday if you connect with Z, mention that you heard about them through this live webcast, and start saving yourself some money and saving time so you can make more money online through your online business. Thanks again for joining. I'm going to bring everybody on just real quick to say goodbye. We got Daneel, Daniel Lewis, Lene, Rael, and myself, Jacob Topping. Guys, thanks so much for joining me in the middle of the night from South Africa. I'll let you again, remind people what you do at Z, and a final goodbye. Feel free to say whatever you like. I'm going to sort of pop off so they can get a good look at you. And thanks again for joining me in the middle of the night from South Africa.
Thank you, Jacob. Yeah, maybe just from our side, thanks to all the listeners. I hope that what we provided to you tonight was insightful and you learned something. Like Jacob said, come and inquire on our website, get someone to actually chat you through the process, help you expand your e-commerce business internationally. And, we hope to be working with you soon. So thanks again.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Well, go
everybody.
ahead. I want everybody.
Thanks,
I mean,
Jacob.
let them know again who you are and any final comments. So, Rael, thanks you for the final comments and introducing yourself again. Just a quick introduction. And again, people can rewind and see the whole presentation, but sometimes they skip to the end. So if you just introduce him, let them know what you do within Z, say goodbye, and then we'll wrap this up. And if you guys want to stay on afterwards, I've got a special treat for you guys. So, Lenny, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it is a time delay, so sorry about that. And I'll remove myself again so people can hear.
Okay, so maybe I'll start again. So I'm Rael Lowenthal. I'm the head of sales and client success at Z. We're an importer of record specialist. We'll assist your e-commerce business in expanding internationally. We look forward to hearing from you, and thank you for listening tonight.
Hi, everybody. Daneel here. I am part of the business development executives and the client success team, and really looking forward to working with you, looking forward to the calls and assisting you to expand globally.
Daneel here, helping in the partnerships and influencer marketing. It was great chatting to you guys and excited to see how we can assist your global growth. Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, thanks again for coming on. If you have any other questions, you can reach out to me, or you can reach out to Rael, Lene, Daneel, or Daniel, who was just on earlier. If you have any questions for Z, connect with them. Again, mention that you heard about Z through myself, and you can get 50% off your fixed fee importer of record fee, which will save you a ton of money. So thanks again, guys, from Z, and stay on for a quick second. I got a special treat for you guys, but that's the end of the live broadcast. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Cheers.